chapter 3. Chapter 3 of the book, Self-Destruction. This chapter is called Self-Righteous. Self-righteousness. Like, you ever wonder why certain people, or why do you at times, or why do I feel like we're righteous, feel like we're perfect and we're holy and we have no wrong? And that's the farthest thing from the truth. Let me share with you what self-righteousness will do to you and your character, your soul, and your spirit. I have a friend of mine who has a church, and he told me about a situation he had. He had a youth group, a bunch of college students come to his church and sing, and they had a ministry. Well, one of the young men that was in the group, he didn't have much clothes, so he had on some blue jeans and a t-shirt. And one of the elders of the church stopped them and would not allow them to perform because he felt that this young man wasn't dressed appropriately. You can imagine the commotion that took place in the hallway, and the pastor called in, and he came out and he quickly rebuked the elder and reminded him that we don't stop anyone from serving God, especially our young people, and permitted the young people to come out and sing. And they sang, they did their thing, and they really blessed the church. And the pastor, before he preached, the young man who had on the blue jean and t-shirt, he played the piano and sang a special song. After the song, the pastor was moved and he said, "Young man, tell us your story." And the young man was reluctant, but the pastor said, "No, tell us your story." And the young man began to say how he doesn't have any family and how he come from real humble beginnings and how he only has a few friends and that's those who they sing with, and how he just found Jesus and that the only clothes he had was that t-shirt and those jeans. Those blue jeans and that t-shirt was the only clothes he was wearing. The very clothes that he was wearing was all he had. He wasn't trying to make a fashion statement by just dressing down. That's all he had. Can you imagine how that pastor felt? Can you imagine how that church felt, that elder that felt your attire isn't good enough felt? That's not Christ-like, y'all. We cannot be self-righteous. We want to judge. That's what we're talking about in this book, moving past the realms of judging people and accepting them where they are. That's what Christ did. That's what Jesus Christ did. He accepted people where they were. You know what I want to see? I want to go to a church where one of the ushers is an ex-crackhead. I want to see that. I want to go to a church where one of the deacons or one of the people collecting the tithe and offering or somebody in the choir is an alcoholic still and they battling. I want to go to a church that's filled with a bunch of people that's damaged and broken and they expose it. We go to these churches where everybody's dressed up, everybody looks good, and it's a bunch of phony, fake people when you're broken inside. I want to go to a church and see somebody in the tenor section or see somebody on the drums that has a drug or cocaine issue, but they come into church because they fighting that battle. That's the kind of ministry Christ was a part of. He didn't hang out with the Pharisees and the Sadducees and all the chiefs and the priests and the scribes, all those who were perfect with their suits and their robes on. No, he hung out with people who were broken and he healed them. And if you and I are going to really be Christ-like, we have to move past this sense of self-righteousness, recognize how broken we are, and pour into other people. Let's meet them where they're at. And that's what we're talking about in this chapter, self-righteousness. Join me in chapter 4 as we continue on this journey to self-destruct.